What's going on, guys? I always get this question, what is the value of Bitcoin? Well, you can't eat it, you can't use it as shelter, so the people who believe in it must either be really crazy, or is there something more to it? Well, today I answer this question by giving us a real-life scenario. Let's get into it. To answer that question, bear with me. Imagine that there is a secret prison. In this prison, there's a lot of shady things going on. For example, there's the usual torture. Sometimes these detainees are even tortured to death. Imagine that they are being kept awake on purpose for days on end. They're waterboarding hundreds and hundreds of times. And when the detainees went on a hunger strike to protest the way that they were being treated, well, the people who were in charge forced down the same feeding tube one by one to force feed them to keep them alive. Some people, and certainly the people who were in charge of running this prison, rationalized the way that they treated these detainees by saying that they deserved it, they were terrorists. Without getting too political, the fact was that there was no due process according to the Geneva Convention, and there was no political recourse. Even worse, some of these detainees were innocent people who just had an identical name to someone who was wanted, and they were rounded up by the bounty hunters and sold to the prison for a reward. Now, let's imagine that we know about this prison, about all these shady things, because of a group of journalists. These journalists whistleblows on a lot of shady actions by the government, including killing innocent bystanders and laughing it off as collateral damage. Now, if you wanted to help these journalists, you would give them your money, which represents your resources, your time, and your efforts, since you can't really help them directly. Here is where things really get messed up. Money processing parties such as Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal all stopped supporting these journalists after the leaks came out. And you probably realize the things I just described are not imaginary, they're all real. Guantanamo Bay is the prison that is doing the torture, and WikiLeaks are the groups of journalists who expose them and show the world what was really going on in there. As a result, WikiLeaks still to this day do not have direct banking support from those money processing vendors. Here is where Bitcoin comes in. More than 4,000 Bitcoins have been donated to WikiLeaks since their processing has been stopped, and the founder of WikiLeaks has been very open in discussing the use of Bitcoin as a means to secure donations for WikiLeaks. So, in conclusion, what is the value of Bitcoin? Well, you still can't eat it, and you can't sleep in it, but it does give you more freedom. More specifically, the freedom of expression in where and how your money is used. In that way, maybe Bitcoin is not a physical thing, but rather a representation of what we believe in. Please share this with your friends if you learned something, and I'll catch you next time. Stay tuned.